had nothing. We were missing the vital survival kit. So bailers, a sea anchor, paddles, a radio would have been handy, radio beacons, EPIRBs, flares, and even a light on the raft. I think our light had been damaged in the abandoned ship, but we had nothing. We didn't even, no survival suits.
I get the count right here. There were 17 of you, 16 of you, and then you pulled one more in.
Yeah.
17 of you in the life raft when you first got in, and they got in various, and you lost Grant. He never got in, right? He drowned before he got in the raft. Yeah,
I think Grant drowned near the other life raft, and when I got into the boat, I thought everybody was into the raft. I thought everybody was safely out of the water and into the life raft. But when I interviewed the other crew members later on, then we think that we lost Grant and possibly some of the others in the water, which was I was so sad about that because I thought we got everybody safely into the life rafts.
So you do have corpses in the raft, but you lost people overboard, and you give us a glimpse of Grant disappearing. You can see his arms straight up, and then he's just sinking in the cold water, and you see the color of his sou'wester, or what clothes he's wearing. And he didn't expect to die. It just pulled him under. What is that sensation he's having as he's sinking? Just letting go because he can't hold on any longer? His hands don't work?
I think Grant couldn't, I know Grant couldn't swim. Mm-hmm. Many of our life jackets we secured them badly, and some of the crew described almost being pulled underwater by the weight of their oilskins, and just if you're in such cold water, right, then it soon robs you of the sensation and coordination you need to hold on, just to cling on to the raft, and Grant just slipped away. Stephen described just watching him just slip away from the raft, and he himself could do nothing to help it. Stephen was just rendered basically incapable by the cold water, and he watched Grant slip away.
Just in case we thought it was going to get worse, it does get worse because dark is coming on and they don't have a light. And they're trying to stay together with the other life raft that has a light and that has 14 people without half sinking. So it's not filled with water, but they can't get to it because they haven't got oars. In addition, what we have corpses on board whom they keep on board with them, and they do a roll call to note who's alive and who's not. They're getting colder and colder, but without that sea anchor, they cannot bail the ship adequately. Why not, Matt? Why couldn't you right the ship?
So without the sea anchor, the raft just rotated in the swells, and as soon as we opened one door to bail some water out, then the raft would rotate around, and we'd get a wave straight in the door, filling us up with water again. And I think the raft was damaged underwater as well. I think it was leaking. We were basically, a meter deep in freezing seawater in the winter.
Rescue is coming because there was a mayday put out. They were at 53 degrees south. If you're ever at 53 degrees south, you'll know that you're beyond civilization, well beyond civilization. However, the rescue craft are heading in at full speed because there's a sense of camaraderie and purpose, a civilized sense of decency that happens at sea to all. And there's a particular ship called the Camila, the Isla Camila. It's on its way to rescue. We're in the ship, and Isla Camila is going to get there, but you haven't got a light. So they spot the other craft as they approach. This is within the next hour. They spot the other craft because it has a light. How do they find you, Matt?
Well, just by chance, but I should point out that we had no idea that the Isla Camila was coming. When we abandoned ship, we didn't know that help was on its way. The nearest boat that we knew about was 100 miles away or more, and that would have taken the whole night, maybe 10 or 12 hours to get to us. So when 4 hours after boarding the raft, when I saw a light, then it was obviously a beautiful surprise to see the Isla Camila coming towards us, and they'd spotted the other raft just soon after arriving on scene. Unbelievable luck. They'd actually found the other life raft adrift just maybe 20 minutes after arriving at the last known location. And they found us as they were rescuing my crewmates from the first raft. One of the crewmates saw just a little flash of reflective tape, and they'd seen our life raft.
Before full dark, or was it full dark at that point?
Oh, it was pitch black.
Wow.
pitch black in the Southern Ocean with a storm raging. There had been snow falling earlier in the evening.
Do you think about that, Matt? So do you think about the luck of being spotted like that?
I think when I wrote the book, it became so clear just how very lucky we were.
Yeah, there's no way you plot this. You know, if somebody's making this up, it's too unbelievable.
When you hear about yachtsmen being searched for in the ocean, and they can't find them in the daylight, well, we were found at night adrift in an unlit raft in the middle of the Southern Ocean, and the skill of the Chilean captain on board the Isla Camilla just outstanding.
When we come back, we'll review what we've just been through and why the Suderhavid went under and where the problem was. Matt Lewis is the author. Last man off. He was the last man off of Suderhavid, and he's here to tell the tale, a true story of disaster and survival on the Antarctic seas. I'm John Batchelor.